Yeah, I wanted to call and get your thoughts on the Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul situation because it's yeah.
Well, number one, I damn sure know how you feel about Jake Paul.
Yeah, I can't stand him. Can't stand the guy. I mean, I care nothing about him. The guy's a joke to me. I mean, this is the same guy that wants to go around suing people for their opinion. Get this guy out of here. I care nothing about him. I care nothing about him, nothing.
And, I don't give a damn about him either. I'm going to make this as clear and as simple as possible. Now I am aware that this is a situation to where they already had this fight set up before the Lamont Roach fight, but it does not change the fact that this is a very bad look. And let me be clear, nobody is mad at Gervonta Davis for taking this fight. The problem is the timing and the context in which the fight is taking place. This is bad timing and bad context. If Gervonta Davis had cleared Lamont Roach and beat him clearly without any question, without any controversy, the backlash about the Jake Paul fight would not have been anywhere near the level it is right now. Now you still would have had the Haney's and the Shakurites throwing dirt on it because this is what they do. Anything that has to do with Gervonta Davis or Ryan Garcia or other fighters like that, they're going to try to bury them so they can try to prop Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson up. This has been going on for years. Now, for real clarity, here are our real concerns with this. Number one, none of us over here are Jake Paul supporters at all. We don't do Jake Paul anything, Jake Paul nothing. I mean, and there are many reasons that I'm not going to get into because I want to keep this as short as possible. So there's an annoyance there with the fact that Jake Paul is even in the way. Number two, I do not believe in giving your enemies ammunition. Now, what do I mean by that? Gervonta Davis is in a position where he is giving his enemies ammunition. And because of how the Lamont Roach fight played out, Gervonta Davis is in a position to where his reputation is being buried. Even before the Jake Paul fight was announced, his reputation is in a position where it's being buried. And I've defended him, but he is in a situation to where all of his enemies and all of his detractors are making a mockery out of them now. Just kind of like Ryan Garcia, they are in similar situations now. These Haney's and Shakurites are dogpiling. I mean, people were already running narratives about Gervonta Davis and saying that he was scared of Shakur Stevenson and scared of Devin Haney. They were already running this narrative about how he's a manufactured fighter and they were disrespecting his resume, even though his resume in my eyes is better than Devin Haney, and it's definitely better than Shakur Stevenson's. They were already trying to paint him out to be a coward, and with this move to fight Jake Paul right now, at this time, under this context, after the toughest fight of your career, you are giving your enemies a shovel and you are saying, bury me. You are giving them ammunition to shoot you down. So the criticism is going to be relentless given the circumstances. That's just the truth of the matter. Now, I don't believe for 1 second that Gervonta Davis is afraid of any of those fighters. I don't believe Gervonta Davis is scared of somebody like Shakur Stevenson at all, because Shakur had a chance to fight Gervonta Davis, but Shakur messed it up because he claimed he was worth a long-term deal. He wanted a long-term deal. Espinosa said, they were saying on the other side, we don't want you on a long-term deal. They didn't see the value in that. Shakur Stevenson was putting on bad performance, then talking about he wanted a long-term deal, so the fight fell apart. That ain't Gervonta Davis' fault. And see, these are the types of details that a lot of people glaze over, but also a lot of people don't even know. There are real reasons why a fighter like Shakur Stevenson is not a fighter that we're gonna back over here, and that's one of them. This move from Gervonta concerns me because, look, money is an important part of life, whether it be money or people used to have the barter system. They used to trade cattle and shit like that and seasoning, and whether it be cattle or whatever the currency is, it's always an important part of life. Whatever the currency is at the time, it's always an important part of life. And it is an important part of boxing, but it is not everything. You know, life is about currency. Boxing is about money. Boxing is about currency, but it's also about principle. It's also about reputation. It's also about respect. Fighting is about more than just lacing up some gloves and getting into a ring. Fighting is also about closing people's mouth. It's about shutting people the hell up. It's about defending and fighting for your reputation. The big stars have always carried this sport of boxing through building strong reputations. And when that reputation takes a hit, it's important to rebuild it as soon as possible because, and this is very important, it takes a serious mental and emotional effort to get back in there and repair that reputation. Gervonta's reputation took a major hit, and his focus is not on fixing that reputation right now. Right now, his focus is on Jake Paul, and I don't know if the hunger and desire will carry over and give him what it takes to get back in there to repair the damaged reputation after the Jake Paul fight. So yeah, you may have gotten paid in the short run, but if your career ends with a decimated reputation, then that's up to the fighter to decide if the money is more important than having a reputation in the end. If Gervonta doesn't care, then that's his choice. The truth is, yes, it is a great money move. It's a great money move. But it's a bad reputational move. It's just bad timing and it's just bad context. It doesn't matter if it was Gervonta Davis. It doesn't matter if it was Canelo Alvarez or anybody. So I don't know why some people want to sit up here and act so surprised about the criticism like they can't believe it, because if any high-profile fighter took a major hit to their reputation and lost a fight or was in a close fight the way that Gervonta Davis was, then they immediately went into an exhibition match against somebody like a Jake Paul that doesn't have a great reputation in the sport himself, then they would receive the same heavy criticism. This shit is not rocket science. Take somebody like Keith Thurman, for example. Thurman was undefeated with a concrete reputation, solid reputation. Then he lost to an older Manny Pacquiao, and he got put down by an older Manny Pacquiao. Imagine after Keith Thurman loses to Pacquiao, imagine that he immediately goes into a exhibition match with somebody like a Jake Paul. People would have been on his ass. Even Canelo. Imagine Canelo has a close fight with Triple G because it was ruled a draw. Then immediately after that, instead of going to work on Triple G's ass and repairing his reputation, Canelo goes right into an exhibition match with somebody like a Jake Paul. They would have been on Canelo Alvarez's ass. So the criticism is reasonable. I mean, it's just not a move that looks good for your reputation. So the criticism should be expected. We have concerns. We have serious concerns about the move. We have these concerns because fighters like Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia, and other fighters that have entertaining styles are great for the sport. They keep the sport alive. But if the reputations die, then the stars die, and the sport dies with them. I have seen so many young fighters with star potential ruin their brand and destroy their reputation just by making bad career moves. You know, I've seen fighters take fights on short notice that they shouldn't have taken on short notice, and other bad career moves. You know, take somebody like Tio, for example. I used to like Tio a lot, but now he does dumb things. You know, Tio used to have a lot of star potential, but then he fought Kambosos foolishly and lost the fight. Then when he had a great performance against Josh Taylor, he decided to do a fake retirement instead of capitalizing off of that momentum and then going on to beat somebody else's ass. And since then, his reputation and his ability to draw money is nowhere near what it could have been. Now he has to participate in ignorance and ignorant behavior to try to remain relevant. I mean, it's just horrible career management. Ryan Garcia took a short notice fight that he really wasn't prepared for and really shouldn't have took. Yeah, Ryan got paid well, but his reputation is shattered now until he comes back and makes a statement. This move from Gervonta concerns me because you've already given your enemies the ammunition to bury you. So now you're in a position to where you really can't let nothing go wrong now. You got to play perfect now, because if anything goes wrong in the Jake Paul fight or afterwards, it will destroy the reputation. You know, also, if the fight is not entertaining, if it's boring, it will hurt the reputation. This is why I just don't see anything good coming from the fight. I mean, what are they going to do? Slug it out? You know, I think it's more likely that people are going to be underwhelmed, because it's probably going to be an 80-pound weight difference, you know, but maybe it works out. We'll have to see. But the fact is, understand, boxing lives because of fighters that have good reputations. And if fighters keep sacrificing their reputations for money by making bad career moves, then yeah, the fighters will get paid independently, but the sport overall will eventually die. So I'm not mad at Gervonta. None of us are mad at Gervonta or any fighter for taking the opportunity for a $40+ million payday. But it is a dangerous game when the timing is bad, because now if you make any mistakes in the future, your enemies will have the ammunition to run their narratives and destroy your reputation. So I'm telling you, I don't like the move. I do not like the move. I do not like it. And I'm not fixing to sit up here and bullshit people and kiss ass or pretend that I like the move.
Yeah, I agree. And another thing is that, you know, some people, they keep trying to drag Mayweather into this. This has nothing to do with Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather did exhibitions when his career was already over. This is not the same at all. Like, Mayweather had a rock solid reputation in the lower weight classes, and this doesn't have anything to do with him. And as far as Jake Paul, for the people that are saying he's good for boxing, we're talking about the same guy that wants to go around suing people for having an opinion about his fight. This is the guy who goes and gets Jay-Z's attorney, like that's supposed to impress somebody, to sue people. And this is the guy that you good for boxing. Those fans that purchased the Jake Paul fights, you really believe that those types of fans are gonna translate to long-term Brian Norman fans or long-term Emiliano Vargas fans? You really think that those fickle types of social media fans are gonna translate into real long-term boxing fans? You know, some of these guys, they know nothing. And you know, some people like to throw around the hater word. It has nothing to do with that. It's nothing to hate on. You know, we don't have any money issues over here. Trust and believe that that's not an issue. The issue is that I got character issues with the guy. I don't like the guy. And I guess we're gonna have to take Gervonta out of the movie. You know, it's really not gonna make sense to have him featured in the movie now. We're gonna have to probably take him out now.
Yeah, I don't think it'll even feel right to have him in there after a move like this. It won't even feel right to the audience. So I mean, unless something changes, we're probably gonna have to take him out. I mean, we're probably gonna have to. But yeah, the people that are saying Jake Paul is so good for boxing, hey, you can have that opinion, but my opinion is this: they don't know shit about boxing. Boxing fans, for the most part, are very specific types of people. Most of those people that routinely purchase the Jake Paul fights are more than likely gonna leave the sport whenever Jake Paul leaves the sport. And like you said, these fans are primarily social media people. They are fans of Jake Paul specifically, not fans of boxing. There's a difference. Good for boxing. Listen, I care nothing about the guy. Look, I won't be watching the fight. I didn't watch the Mike Tyson fight, the clown show. The only fight that I watched of Jake Paul is when he was getting his ass whooped versus Tommy Fury. I watched that fight, and I don't need to see him get his ass whooped again, so I'm good. And I watched a few highlights of the Tyrone Woodley fight. But honestly, this fight is a joke to me. Not because Gervonta Davis is a joke, but because Jake Paul is a joke to me. You know, sue me. Sue me. He's a joke. Sue me. Ken Nugent ass motherfuckers want to go around throwing lawsuits around at people for having an opinion in a free country. Haney behavior. Devin fucking Haney behavior. Bill Haney behavior. Same types of weird ass people. It's disgusting. And y'all want me to tune in and watch the bullshit. The chef won't be watching a damn thing. And for the people that are trying to protect this and saying that fans are just complaining, you have a right to your opinion. If you want to back this and support this, go right ahead. Back it and support it. But for the people saying that fans are just complaining, I'm telling you right now, you're full of shit. People have legitimate reasons to voice their opinions on this matter. At a time like this is bad timing and bad context. And last thing, this does not in any way, shape, or form change my opinion on the Haneys, the Haneyaks, Shakur Stevenson, and the Shakurites. You are all still washed, and we are not with you at all. Just to be clear, this is just the honest truth of the raw, uncut viewpoint on this situation. Jake fucking Paul. Jesus Christ, this is a disaster.